Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So this is the video that I've been really excited for, and I'm really hoping that you guys are excited for this as well. We are straight vibing the Porsche 911, and this is going to be absolutely insane. Ignore the garage being an absolute mess. I've had a lot of stuff going on with this car lately, and a lot of awesome mods going on, and all the packaging and all this stuff is everywhere. Also some additional parts that need to go on as well. But yeah, we are straight piping this car. It already has catless headers from Soul Performance, and I recently picked up an exhaust. I was trying to find pretty much from the headers all the way back, which is already kind of like at the back of the engine. And something I really want to do in the future is just do like a header dump. Go from the headers with a little extension straight out the back each side. Right now, we're not doing that. But once I do pull everything off, I do want to start the car with just open headers and see what it sounds like to go headers straight out the back, because that's going to be absolutely insane. But what I did get was a pretty awesome exhaust from Fabspeed. They actually had something I really wanted. It's as short as possible. It just goes from the headers straight to the middle with an X pipe and then straight out. And they have some beautiful exhaust tips, which are going to be pretty awesome. I'll show you guys those here in a minute, because we're going to go ahead and unbox that whole exhaust system. But man, I'm so excited to get everything on this car. And first we gotta pull everything out of the car, so that's gonna be a process. Pull off the rear bumper, gut out like completely, but we'll get to that in a minute. But let's go ahead and have a little bit of fun starting off this video and go ahead and do the unboxing of the Fabspeed exhaust. All right, so I went ahead and cut open this box, but let's go ahead, open it up and see what it looks like inside. And we have some papers here. Looks like we got some like a little sticker sheet or something in here. That's cool. Looks like maybe like the order form and all that stuff. So we'll go ahead and set that aside. We have a quality control, which is pretty cool. They've gone ahead and verified everything. But got a little hardware kit as well, which we actually just did these when we put the headers on. And we already have new bolts and everything. So I don't think we're going to really need these, but we'll definitely see which ones look nicer. So if these bolts are better, I'm definitely one of these. So we will see when we get there. And let's go ahead and pull out these. I love this expanding foam packaging. Wow. All right. We're already looking here at the parts. Got a couple clamps right here, which look really nice. Wow. Made in the USA. Heck yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and set these aside. And then we have some other pipes right here. I think these will be the ones that hook onto the exhaust, and then these will stick out the back. So go ahead and set these on each side. And then looks like we can go ahead and pop out this middle piece. Alright, oh, we got the exhaust tips right here. Let's go ahead and pull these out and check them out. I did get the upgraded carbon fiber ones. Oh, those look amazing. Heck yeah, I got Fabspeed USA right there. Man, these look incredible. Obviously the floating carbon fiber, and I do want to have this exhaust shooting flames. So having that floating carbon fiber around there is, to me, a great idea, because it'll help insulate it, get some good airflow in between there to help cool it down. This is a really interesting kind of like Y pipe. It's really short, but kind of like it. It looks really good as well. And we do have the shiny Fabspeed tips right there. All right, what else do we got in here? Let's see the giant main X pipe there, but we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so we got the section that bolts onto the headers. Obviously the Fabspeed Motorsport plaque right there. And then that goes right onto the headers. Man, this is going to be a simple bolt-on as well. Hopefully it's a simple bolt-on, but yeah. Man, this is so nice and heavy duty. And then the same thing on the other side. And then now we have the main piece right here. We have the main X pipe, which looks really cool. It does kind of have these like resonators, which give like a little bit lower tone, but they're not really mufflers at all. So it should still be loud and proud and just screaming. So I'm really excited to get this on. This whole thing looks really nice, great quality. Obviously it all has like the narrower pipe so it can slide on, and just all have brackets and clips to hold everything in place. But man, I am super excited. Man, even the attention to detail right there looks really cool as well. But man, look at that Fabspeed, and it's on each side as well. They do put a lot of detail into that. Man, originally I wanted just like a plain straight pipe, just kind of like up here, where it's just like a nice flat straight nothing. But apparently this will give it a little bit of lower tone. I do like that high-pitched scream, so we'll see if I do like this or not. And maybe we'll do something in the future, but for now, went ahead and got this set up, so it should be pretty awesome. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing else in the box other than just like the packaging. All right, so this is literally the entire exhaust system. And the way it works, this will be straight up and down in the back of the car. This will come off the headers. These will then cross over and go straight out the back. And then obviously the exhaust tips on the end of that. I believe these brackets go maybe like on here somewhere. Hopefully it's not blocking the cool Fabspeed logo. Yeah, this is literally it. There's really not much to this entire exhaust system. It is a very short, very small exhaust. And once we pull off the stock one, you'll realize how big the original one is. But this literally gets rid of your main mufflers and secondary mufflers. And I'm so excited to be able to get this on. But like I said, first we got to pull off the rear bumper, and then we got to start taking off the whole exhaust and everything else behind that. And something I am curious about is when you come into here, I did show it before, the rear muffler actually is the back of the wheel well liner. So I did get some stuff to be able to make like a new wheel well liner right behind the wheel, but also still allow airflow to go behind the rear bumper and then be able to flow out underneath, because this exhaust is going to be really hot. So we definitely want to make sure we get some good cooling in there. Oh yeah, something I did forget to mention is I added some more vinyl. So it was the gray, blue, gray, and then I added all this new blue on here. Whenever I wrapped the rear hatch, I wrapped all of this gloss black, and then I wrapped the base part in blue. And then I also wrapped the entire wing gloss black, added the blue stripes to kind of match the exact diameter stripes on the hood. So it looks pretty cool to kind of bring that back here. Wrap the end plates, and then I brought the vinyl up so it kind of matches with like the flow of that body line. It goes up and around and then comes back down on the other side and flows right back into the rear. And then I also kind of added my social media right there as well. So yeah, there has been some other changes to the car since the last video, and I think they look pretty good. But I'm also debating on if I should go ahead and do a full wrap soon, because this is still a partial wrap. It's just kind of something I threw on here just to at least get some vinyl, some color. But now that the exhaust is going to be on here, I definitely want to do something crazy on the car. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so when that does happen, you guys can be up to date on it. But yeah, now let me go ahead and remove. I'm going to do the rear bumper first, get all that out of the way. All right, so now that I have the rear bumper off, I might not actually have to put it up on the lift. I might need to pull off the rear wheels though, because it looks like the heat shielding to get to a lot of the bolts on the mufflers back here, because there's a giant muffler in the middle, and then there's also mufflers up here. I think that black plastic piece needs to come off with all the heat shielding, and in order to do that, there are some bolts that are tucked away up in there and up there. So I really don't want to have to pull off the wheels. It would just be so much easier if I could just leave them on. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off these units first. And honestly, I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go. You can kind of see how cars are built over time, but then also kind of look at it, whereas, okay, well, there's a bolt here, 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 and here, and I can just pull that entire section off and then go from there. This heat shielding is actually connected to the bash bar. It's like a little rivet on each side. So I don't know if I'm going to have to pull all that off as well. But I pretty much can do everything without putting it up on the lift as of right now that I can see. So hopefully I don't have to worry about doing all that. It'll save a lot of time and effort just doing it here on the ground. But let me go ahead and grab one of these new exhaust tips, and you guys will be able to see the difference going from that look to that look. This will be absolutely amazing sticking out the back, and I'm so excited to get these put on. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let me go ahead and just get to starting to pull apart a lot of this stuff, because there's going to be a lot of work involved, and the entire back end of this car has got to come out. So yeah, let me go ahead and get started. All right, so now that we have all of that completely off, this thing looks so crazy on the sides. You can see these secondary mufflers sitting right there. And that is insane that there's still a giant muffler in the middle, and then it comes over to these. Also, you can really see how fat those rear tires are. But wow, look at that. And all of that is coming out. So this right here is only replacing the center, and it's going to bypass like where this would be. So literally just come out, go to the center, and go back. And yeah, all that is not even going to be used. So essentially, right behind this panel, which sits right here, that's just going to be a giant open space with literally nothing there. And this face of the muffler is actually the part of the wheel well liner, technically. So once I pull all this out, this is just gonna be kind of open back behind the wheel. So I do want to make like a little cover or something to kind of put there to block some of the debris and everything from flinging up from the tires. But man, look how crazy this is. Now we just got to figure out how to remove the rest of the heat shielding. I believe the only other attachment is maybe like a bolt or two on the bottom, and then it is connected to the bash bar. So I don't know if I'm going to remove the bash bar completely, or if we're just going to maybe leave that as it is. I do want to get up in here and see exactly where it's attached to, because I do see some brackets and everything right here. And it does look like those brackets are connected to where the headers and the rest of the exhaust connect. So I might have to unhook all of that. And then I guess there's another bracket right there with a couple bolts. Once I get all of that off, I can go ahead and start ripping out a ton of this and pulling out the whole exhaust. And man, I'm so excited. And like I said, I really want to pull all the exhaust off and then just run it with just the headers and see what that sounds like. Because long term, I might actually do that. I don't know. Because in order to do that, I need to see what it would sound like. All right, so I realized that all I have to do is take off the bash bar, and like this whole heat shielding is connected to it. So there's 3 bolts on each side, went ahead and removed it. And this is kind of like the inside of like the heat shielding. So you see there's these little brackets that come down that bolt into the bottom side of it. And then on the underside is actually where the bottom of the rear bumper attaches to. So these little brackets are actually pretty important, even though they don't really look like much. But now that that's off, it definitely opens up this entire back end, and now we can see pretty much everything here. So as you can see, the exhaust, well, you can't really see it from here. The exhaust comes out from the headers, and then it right here, it directs into this giant muffler right here, and then it routes out, goes into the side muffler, down, it comes out throughout the tips. However, you notice there is this little pipe right here, and that does also come out of the center muffler. And there was a valved exhaust option for this car. This one does not have the option. There's not the button on the inside where you can like switch between like the standard exhaust and the valved exhaust to make it a little bit louder. However, I did notice right there, that is actually the little valve actuator. Well, the valve's down inside. The little arm moves the lever to open and close the valve. That dumps it from where it goes in right there, and then it goes out through that little pipe, and it comes out through this exhaust tip. Whereas this tip is the one that goes through the other muffler. It does have the valves on there. So this is a non-valved option, and it actually has it in place. So I don't know if maybe when you throw it in sport mode or even sport plus, if that's what opens up the valves, whereas the other options, you just hit a button to open and close it at will. But I'm not too sure. So we're going to go ahead and pull out all of this anyway. We're not going to be using valves whatsoever. It's just going to be full straight pipe all the time. But also, just look how wide those rear tires are. I just can't get over that right there. Man, that looks crazy. But just this view right here is just unreal. How elaborate this whole exhaust is, and how much there is in all the mufflers. But right here is where it bolts onto the headers. So just imagine going from there straight out. Just like right there, like not even a foot of pipe, maybe like 8 to 10 inches just to extend it straight out. So that's what I really want to do long term. We're going to see if it can get that custom made, because there's nothing on the market that is able to do that. So we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and gut all this off. And then I am going to go ahead and start it up with just the headers straight out. So that's going to be unreal. Also, opening the garage door is going to suck because it is below freezing outside. So as I'm filming, it's actually Monday, so Martin Luther King Day, and it is like in Texas, it's really cold. I know for the rest of the US, it's not very cold, but like this morning, I think it was like 21 or something like that. And for Texas, it's pretty cold. It's supposed to rain later, which means below freezing, it's going to be snowing later. So I'm trying to do all of this so I can be able to put on the Fabspeed exhaust, go out for a drive and be able to hear it and just at least enjoy it for now. But what I'm going to do is, right now, the garage is at 66 degrees. I have a little space heater going, plus all the shop lighting is also just heating up the garage. Once I do the just the catless header dump, I'm gonna have to obviously open up the garage door, do that cold start, and be able to hear that, maybe give it a couple little revs, see how that goes. But the thing that's gonna suck is all this warm air is gonna go right outside, and it's gonna be freezing in here. So that's gonna suck, but maybe once I do that, I'll close it up, take a little break, let the garage warm back up a little bit at least, and then go ahead and finish the exhaust. But yeah, let me go ahead and just get all the stock stuff ripped off, and I'll catch back up with you guys once it's all gone. All right, so the exhaust is off. There's the center muffler, and then there's the two side mufflers. Also, you can see like the little valves right there. So this definitely did have a valved exhaust. It just wasn't like one where you can control it. Here's the other pieces of it. Got the new exhaust sitting right there ready to go on, but we already have the catless headers sitting right here. So my main long-term plan is to just run this just straight out. So honestly, just getting like a flat plate to go right onto there and then have it kind of like welded to where it can have like a pipe coming straight out. So it can literally just be like a bolt-on system. And man, look how crazy that would be to run catless header straight out to about like right here to stick out from behind the bumper. And holy cow, that would be insane. You got both the exhausts right there. So I'm going to go ahead, open the garage door, let the freezing cold air, I think it's like 32 degrees right now. It's going to be absolutely insanely cold, but I do want to start this up with just the exhaust like this. So yeah, it's going to be insane. Also, look how fat those tires are sitting right there. It looks so cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and do a cold start with open catless headers. All right, guys, so that sounded absolutely insane. Like, yes, I am going to do whatever I can to get the extension to come straight out the back off these. We actually had flames. I don't know if it showed up on this camera or if it only got it on my phone camera, but if it only got it on my phone, here it is. But literally flames on a cold start and an idle. Like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. I can't imagine what this would be like when it's like really hot and like actually running for a little while. Man, I'm so excited. But yeah, that's literally just open catless header straight out off each side. I'm going to go ahead and get the Fabspeed exhaust mounted up and everything. And then we're going to go ahead and do like a cold start on that and then drive it around once everything's put back together. But man, this thing is absolutely amazing. There's going to be a lot more videos to come, and this car is just insane. I'm going to do things to this car that other people have never done. People are so afraid to tear apart certain cars. I bought this Porsche 911 as a project car. It was a very clean title, low mileage, nothing wrong with it. Everything's perfectly just amazing. And I'm pulling it apart, and it still has the 3.8 like a GT3. So this is pretty crazy, and like still all-wheel drive. Like so much of this is just mind-blowing to me, and I'm so excited, kind of speechless. But yeah, let me go ahead, get the Fabspeed exhaust mounted up and everything, and then go ahead and take that out for a spin. All right, so I accidentally got a little eager and went ahead and put the bash bar back on and this side, because I did see that it's actually about to start snowing like within the next hour. So I did want to be able to take this out for a quick little drive. But you can see it right here. We got the whole new exhaust in there. I just have that sitting like that for now. So once I get the bumper on, I can adjust that and then tighten it. I have everything else on. I did get a picture with my phone. So these pictures are what it looks like with everything on. But wow, this thing looks absolutely insane. And even like the way the header just comes out and goes right into the Fabspeed exhaust is just so cool. And once I get everything back on, like, look at this whole area. It's just going to be completely empty. And maybe I'll do like later on, but I'll fill in that giant hole right there. I actually got some stuff to be able to do that, but you can see all the way back really far. And then all that's kind of like insulation. So it's just like a big opening. And then if you go up underneath, that's what that looks like right there. So I am going to figure out something for that. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it. Getting all this back on right now. Went ahead and got some of the bolts on there, and then there's the Fabspeed exhaust up inside, so you can kind of see what that looks like with the X pipe. There we go, and you can see all that extra space now in front of, or I guess behind that heat shielding. But man, that looks amazing. Can't wait to go ahead and put everything back on and then go ahead and start it and drive it. All right, so we have the new exhaust completely on. It took me like forever to get the tips adjusted so they're both even. But man, look at that. That looks so good on here, and I'm so excited to get started with the cold start. Man, seeing all four of those tips sticking out right there with the carbon fiber around them looks insane. Man, this is going to be crazy. Let me know what you guys think about this. It looks very, very subtle, but obviously those tips look aftermarket. And let me go ahead, close up the hatch, and we go ahead and do a cold start and then maybe a little drive. Alright guys, so this thing sounds absolutely insane. I kind of like it, I think, better than just the header dump. The header dump is a lot lower pitch, just has a very high pitch to it, and it just sounds amazing. We're going to go take it out for a drive right now. Just kind of move the Corolla out of the way, and yeah. And I think it's about to start snowing. There's like a little bit of, like a few little, like, I guess flurries coming out a little bit. I think it just dropped below freezing, so it's going to be very cold, very loud. It's going to be crazy. All right, so we're about to pull out, and this is like the first acceleration. Man, this thing sounds crazy already. Jeez. Dang, this is crazy already. And it will change sound a little bit as it gets kind of heated up over time. And right now the whole system's cold, so it's not as crazy as it will be. But, oh my gosh. Yeah, this is cool. So what do you think of it so far, Sophia?
It's very loud, but it's nice.
Let me see the camera.
No. It's very loud, but it's cool. That's very You need to be careful. There's a stop sign.
I love it. All right, so it already has some awesome burbles. Man, this sounds awesome.
Burbles?
Yeah, that's what it's called. The little pop things. They're burbles. So now we're gonna hop onto the main road here, and well, that sounds different than what I expected. It's like a really high pitch. It actually sounds pretty cool. A little raspy, so I'm wondering if that's going to go away once it's kind of broken in a bit. We got some of those good pops, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be some flames coming out once the whole system gets real hot. Let me know down in the comments down below what you guys think. And Sophie, what's your opinion?
I like the word burble.
That's your takeaway?
No, it's really cool. I'm excited to see it from the back, though.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and head back to the house and wrap up this video. All right, guys, that sounded absolutely insane driving around. Like, oh my gosh. There was some pops and crackles, like, once it started getting a little bit hotter. And I know, like, my Cayman in the past, once it got, like, to its, like, normal operating temperature, I could, like, certain RPMs at certain speeds, I can really get some loud pops. And those are when it started shooting flames. So I'm pretty sure this will be shooting flames, and I'm really excited to, like, kind of over time be able to drive it a little bit more, get some opportunities to, like, really get it hot and get it popping and crackling. But man, look at that. I just love those exhaust tips too. But let me know down in the comments down below what you guys think of this. Also, let me know like the sound. Like, do you prefer it, or is there like another exhaust that you prefer? I do like how it does get super high pitch, but also keeps it nice and low and deep at lower speeds. But man, I'm so excited. But I also have a lot more mods coming for this car this is just the beginning and we're already this crazy. I'm really excited, and maybe a full wrap soon. I don't know. I'm still kind of thinking about that, but I really want to do something crazy and awesome on it. But like I said, if you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. But as always, thank you for watching.